Can we start the session, team? I think in the last session we discussed about Spring JDBC, right? Now I'll start our session with Spring MVC. I'll start our session with what? Spring MVC. So once if you are good in Spring MVC, then we'll be going for Spring Boot. The reason is, even in Spring MVC, we have some limitations. That is the reason we are going for Spring Boot. Just a second, let me open my book. Very important topic, and you should know the Spring MVC architecture and all those things as well. So basically, can anyone tell me what is the use of Spring MVC? What is the use of Spring MVC? Can anyone tell me what is the use of Spring MVC? Exactly. By using Spring MVC, we are going to develop web applications now. Basically, we have already servlets and JSPs of developing web applications, but we are having a number of problems. That is the reason we are going for Spring MVC. Even in Spring MVC also, we have some limitations. That is the reason we are going for Spring Boot. Next 4 days, very important topics. I request everyone not to miss any session. Lot of things I'm going to discuss here, like Spring Boot with multiple modules, and at the end of our session, I'm going to show you Spring Boot with React.js integration also. Okay, so basically, I'll be giving you some points. It is used for developing web applications, and it follows MVC design pattern. It follows MVC design pattern. Okay. One important thing is it follows all the features of Spring IOC. Okay, it implements all the features of Spring IOC like inversion of control and dependency injection. It implements all the features of Spring IOC. Okay. Spring MVC provides a solution to use MVC in Spring framework by the help of dispatcher servlet. Okay, we are going to work with Spring MVC with the help of dispatcher servlet. We are going to work with the help of dispatcher servlet. With the help of dispatch servlet, Spring MVC. Okay, so here dispatcher servlet is responsible for receiving the incoming request and map it to the right resources like controller classes and model classes. Okay, here dispatcher servlet is a class, or it is a class that receives incoming request and map it to the right resource, such as controllers, models, and views. Okay. Now, I'm saying multiple times Spring MVC, right? What does it mean? We need to know. MVC. M stands for model. It contains the data, like it is a combination. It contains private variables and public methods. For example, you have a class called employee. That employee contains some private variables and public methods. All these things we call it as model classes, or we call it as poser classes. Multiple names we have. Okay. Contains the data of the application. Contains the data of the application. Controller contains the business logic. Contains the business logic of the application. Here we use @ controller annotation. It is used to mark the class as a controller. We use @ controller annotation to mark our class as controller. I will show you how we are going to work with XML approach and how we are going to work with annotation based approach also. It represents the provided information in a particular format. Okay, basically for the purpose of view, we use JSP. Okay, so we can use timely, velocity, multiple things we have. Okay, next, one more very important thing is I told front controller. I told you, right? Dispatcher servlet is used to handle the incoming request. That front control is nothing but dispatcher servlet. Okay, means first handling the request. Dispatcher servlet class works as a front controller. It is responsible to manage the flow of application. Okay. Now take these points. I'll show you very important thing. Spring MVC flow or Spring MVC architecture. Very important thing I want to discuss. Okay. Yeah. Take these points and let me know once you're done. Just ping me in chat box. Yeah. Now can we go for Spring MVC architecture? Spring MVC flow. Or we call it as most of the interviews they'll be asking you this question: Spring MVC architecture. Just a second, let me show you. Everybody, can you take this one? I think you're able to see my screen, right? Yeah, everybody take this architecture. I'll show you now the points. Yeah, sure. I'll speak bit loud. What I'm saying is, I'm asking you to take this image. I'll show you now how we are going to work. Let me know once you're done, team. Is it done, team? Yeah, at the end of our sessions, I'm going to share you all the interview questions. Okay, I'm going to share you all the important documents. I'll be uploading in a drive and I'll be giving you the drive link. Yes, completed image. Now let's go with let's continue. As per the image, the first point is what? Step one. Request is received by the dispatcher servlet. Step two. Dispatcher servlet will take the help. Handler mapping class to know the controller class name. To know the controller class name. Controller takes the request, process the request, and returns model and view object. Returning model and view object is nothing but returns model and view object. Okay. Again, this model and view, returning model and view object means our method return type is model and view here. Okay. Step 4. Dispatcher servlet takes the response, takes the view part and send back to the view resolver. As a part of view resolver, nothing but view only, right? Here you will be having two things, prefix and suffix. Prefix means location of the web page. Suffix means, just a second. Just take these points. Done, right? If you are good, now we'll go with example. I came up with some examples. Why? Because it is yes. Sorry. Yeah. Now let me create one separate folder. Let me in this PC in the drive. What I will do, here, mm, new folder I'm creating, and right, whenever we are developing a web application, we need to have a server. We are going to add Apache Tomcat web server here. HTTP Brain O Vision Spring MVC workspace. Okay, let me open Eclipse now. I have opened the workspace. Let me add the server to our Eclipse window preferences server runtime. So you also can add the server at Tomcat. Click on next. Click on browse. C drive program files. Tomcat. Click on OK. JRE. Click on finish. Apply and close. Just what I did, I have added the server to our Eclipse. I have added the server. Now let's file import. So without Maven I'm discussing, then I'll show you how we are going to work with Maven. Okay, Maven is used to add the dependencies. If we are working with Maven, we don't need to add the jar files explicitly. General. So I'm showing you how to import the project, existing projects into workspace. Click on browse. downloads without Maven. Click on finish. Any questions here? How we have imported the project? Okay, you understood, right? We don't need to download anything. Just we are going to add the dependencies in form.xml file. Maven, you don't need to download anything. Just you need to add the dependencies. Okay. Are you getting my point? Which one? See, Maven means you will be having a pom.xml. There will be an XML file. There we are going to add the dependencies. If you are not working with Maven, we need to add the jar files explicitly. First, I'll start with adding the jar files. Then we'll go for the other things. Okay. Are you getting my point? You will be having a pom.xml file. In that XML file, we are going to add the dependencies. So we need to add the jar files. Right click on your project, run as, run on server, click on finish. Sir, one show how to create Spring MVC file. Okay, I have just a second. You mean how to import or how to create a dynamic web project? What? Which one you are asking? So basically, I have shown you by importing, like file import, general existing Maven projects. If you want to create a dynamic web project, file, new, dynamic web project, give some name, click on next, finish. Like this, we need to create a dynamic web project. Getting my point? Yeah, I be adding the server you're asking, right? If you want to add the server, window, preferences, search with server here. Write down everyone. How to add server to your Eclipse. Window, preferences, server, then runtime environment, then click on add. Select the Tomcat version. I am working with Tomcat 9. I am showing here how to add the project. Are you getting my point? Here I am showing you how to add the server to your Eclipse. Can you tell me what is the question you want? How to add the server, or how to create a project, or how to import the existing project? What do you need exactly? Can you tell me? Accordingly, I'll explain you. It is a project. Project name this one. Exactly. So basically, it will take some time to work on the project, right? So I have imported the existing project, and I'll show you how we are going to work. So what is the first step, everyone? The request is received by the dispatcher servlet, right? That dispatch servlet we are going to define in web.xml file. See here, like this, we are going to define. File. I am showing you once again how to import. File, import. Inside general, you will be having general. It is not a Maven project, right? So general, general, existing projects into workspace. Click on browse. I am selecting the project. Click on OK. Click on finish. Understood how to import the project, everyone? Fine. So just a second. When I'm trying to run the application on server, right click on your project, run as, run on server, click on finish. What we are getting here, read this. Can anyone tell me what is the solution for this? Starting Tomcat server at localhost has encountered a problem. The server cannot be started because one or more of the port numbers are invalid. So what we need to do for that? Can anyone tell me how we are going to resolve this issue? Nine responses are got. We need to change the port number. How to change the port number? Click on OK. Double click on the server. Okay. Vijay Kumar, don't disturb the session. Do you want to disturb the session? Vijay? See here, I'm changing the port number now. Okay, now see here. Now, the first step is what request is issued by the dispatcher servlet, right? Inside the web content, inside the web INF, you have web.xml file, right? Here we are going to define the dispatcher servlet. Are you getting my point? So basically, admin port is one of the port here. What we are going to say is it allows administrators to stop the Tomcat server remotely using the shutdown. Okay. But anyway, we are, as a developer, we are not going to do any changes for that. Just we are going to change the port number and we are going to use it. Fine. What is the first step? Request is issued by the dispatcher servlet, right? Yeah. Let me run the application. And if there are any issues, how to resolve it, I want to show you. Then I'll explain the flow. Okay, na? Right click on your project, run as, run on server, click on finish. I have a question for you people, everyone. Here we have some URL pattern, that one we need to define. Slash welcome.html file we need to give. In browser, let me paste the URL. Slash welcome.html file. Okay, like this we are going to work. So I want to explain, what is happening internally, how it is working, what is the flow. Just now we have a discussion, right? We had a discussion related to Spring MVC flow. So accordingly, I want to show you some examples. This is without Maven. With Maven, that is a different one. I want to show you later. Okay. The first step is, so basically, when we are working with servlets, you need to define all the servlets in web.xml file. Okay. You need to define all the servlets in web.xml file. Here, we are defining the dispatcher servlet. We are defining the dispatcher servlet in web.xml file like this. Fine. The first step is we are request is issued by the dispatch solid, right? Dispatch solid, how we have defined here, I'm showing you. Basically we will be having two tags. One is solid tag and one is solid mapping tag. Inside the solid tag again, we'll be having two subtags, solid name and solid class. And we have solid mapping as well. Inside the solid mapping, we are having solid name and URL pattern. These are the things we are having. Once analyze this, what we did, if you have any questions, just let me know. How we are defining the dispatch solid. Any questions, team here? Yes, of course. I'll be sharing the projects once I'm done with explanation, right? I'll show you. I'll share the projects, of course. Request is issued by the dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet will take the help of handler mapping class. I told you, right? Handler mapping class I'm going to define in the Spring configuration file. Just a second. Let me increase the font size. Sorry, team. So what I told you, Dispatcher select will take the help of handler mapping class to know the controller class name. See here, handler mapping. It is an interface. Its implementation class is bean name URL handler mapping. We are defining the handler mapping class. We are defining the controller class. Whenever I'm giving this welcome.html file, by default com.mother.hello controller is executing. By default com.mother.hello controller is executing. Okay. Dispatcher servlet is taking the help of handler mapping class, this one, to know the controller class name. Here we have controller class. Okay. So it is navigating to com.madu.hello controller. Okay. This is the controller class. I told you. So here I'm working with XML approach. So here it is extending abstract controller. Abstract controller is a predefined abstract class. It is having one predefined method called handle request internal. It is a predefined method. It is returning model and view object. It is returning model and view object. See here, model and view. Model is equal to new model and view of hello. Send back to the hello means hello.jsp file here. Hello means what? Hello.jsp file. Model dot add object of. It is one attribute. It is storing some value. Here, welcome message is an attribute. It is storing some value. Hello Madhu, welcome to first Spring MVC web application. It is returning the model object. It is navigating to hello.jsp file, right? See here. This is hello.jsp. Here I'm calling the welcome message attribute. Why I'm not returning extension, if you see, two things you need to understand. As a part of view resolver, what are the things we are having? Prefix and suffix. Prefix means location of the web page. See, under Web.inf we have. Suffix means extension of the web page. Nothing but .jsp file. Nothing but .jsp file. First, try to understand this configuration file and let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, can you post your questions now? Web.inf, can we run this application Same configurations by Tomcat server by configuring. Can we do manually in Tomcat server Spring MVC? No, basically they have given architecture, right? We need to follow this architecture. Whenever we are developing a web application using Spring MVC, so basically one is XML approach, second one is annotation based approach. Okay. Here we are discussing about XML approach. Yeah, I'll show with Maven later. First, try to understand this one, then we'll go with Maven. Yeah, once I'm opening this controller class, just check what we are doing here. This is a predefined method in abstract controller, so that is the reason we are defining this. But we can create our own methods by giving the return type as model and view. Any questions, team? Can you explain how to create initially using Eclipse? You mean I did not get your question. Show the processor. See here. First, what is the first step? Can anyone tell me? Request is received by the dispatcher servlet, right? Yes or no? Dispatcher servlet we are defining in web. First step after creating a dynamic web project, you need to define dispatcher servlet in web.xml file. Sure. As it will take some time, that is the reason I have shown you. What we need to do is the first step is file new dynamic web project. Spring MVC. I'm creating one project here. Click on next, click on next. Generate Web.xml file, click on finish. You understood, right? I have created a dynamic web project. Any questions? What is the second step? We need to define in Web.xml file. Under web content, under Web.inf, you have Web.xml file. Here we need to define. Welcome file list as of now I don't want. Here basically you will be having two tags. One is solid tag, another one is solid mapping tag. Inside the solid tag, you have solid name and solid class. Solid name, URL pattern. I'm giving some name here. I'll tell you the reason. Just a second. Okay. Now, same name we need to give in solid and solid mapping tag. So here we need to define the dispatcher solid. org.springframework.web. This is the predefined package, predefined class. Okay. Just we need to give slash. Now, whatever the name we have given, with the same name, we need to create a configuration file under Web.inf. New other XML file. Spring-solid.xml file. Okay. Here we need DTD, right? Just let us go for DTD. Spring configuration file. Go to this link. Same for Spring MVC, whatever the jar files we have added, right? The same jar files we are going to add here. This one schema I am adding here. Inside this, we need to define handler mapping, controller class, and view resolver. All the these things I need to handle it. Bean ID is equal to handler mapping, class is equal to fully qualified class name, including the package name we need to define here. org.springframework. సురేష్ గారు చెప్పండి. వైఫై కనెక్ట్ అయిందండి. ఫైర్ నేను ల్యాప్టాప్ తెచ్చుకుంటానండి. అయితే వస్తున్నా 10 minutes లో. ఓకే ఫైన్, థ్యాంక్స్ అండి. ఓకే. org.springframework.web.servlet.handler. handler dot bean name URL handler mapping. Bean name URL handler mapping. Like this, we need to define. Okay. This is to execute our controller class. Some URL pattern I'm defining here. But if you're working with annotations, We don't need to define the specific line also. This is the controller class I'm going to create. And we need to define the view resolver. This is for the purpose of view. It contains two things, prefix and suffix. Prefix means location of the web page, suffix means extension of the web page. Bean ID is equal to view resolver. Class is equal to org dot spring framework dot web dot servlet dot view dot internal resource view resolver. Okay, here two things we will be having. Property name is equal to prefix. Prefix means location of the web page. Second one is suffix. Okay, like this we need to define. Any questions here? Do you have any questions now? I hope you are good right now. Now can I create a controller class? Very good. Now I'm going to create a controller class. Under Java resources, under SRC, we need to create a package. Hello controller, welcome. Something I'm going to create. We need to extend abstract controller when working with XML approach. Why I'm not getting here, Why? Because we have not added the jar files. How to add the jar files, Let me go. We should not add the jar files like Spring IOC. See how I'm going to add the jar files. Where I have the jar. These are the jar files, right? Copy all the jar files. Whenever we are developing a web application, you will be having a lib folder. Paste all the jar files inside the lib folder. Now see once again, abstract controller. And again, you will be having two things here, web.servlet and web.portlet. You need to take web.servlet. You will be getting a compile time error. The reason is here we have a predefined method called handle request. It is a predefined method in abstract controller. So whenever we are inheriting an abstract class, we need to provide the implementation, right? That is the reason we are providing implementation and we are writing the logic inside this method. How to download the jar files? I have given the drive link. Anyway, can someone again share the drive link in chat box? Someone is asking here. Okay, here. Sure, see here now. Let me create object for model and view. Model and view. Model is equal to new model and view of slash hello means hello.jsp file. I think slash code we don't need it. Model dot add object of attribute name, attribute value. Welcome message something. Hi Madhu, how are you? When I call this, we need to get this. And we need to return model object. Like this, we need to define. This attribute I'm going to call in the JSP file. Okay, fine. I'll share the link once again, jar files link. Let me complete this example. Okay, na? New JSP file hello.jsp. Here h2 dollar of, we need to call like this, that attribute. Like this, we are going to call. Yeah, someone already shared. Thank you, Ma. Thanks for your quick response. Control A, control E, control A, control X, control S, control V, control. So, what I'm doing here, why I have not given hello.jsp file here? The reason is .jsp extension I already given. Okay, that is the reason. Slash we have given here in URL pattern. Okay, now control.java is completed. So when I give this URL pattern welcome.html file, by default, hi Madhu, how are you need to be displayed on the browser. Let me run this application on server. Right click, run as, run on server, click on finish. Restart the server. Like this, we need to work. Handler mapping. Okay, my package name is com.madhu.spring MVC, right? I have take, sorry, not this one. Package name is wrong, right? Rename, refactor, rename. Okay. Handler mapping also. B name URL handler mapping. Might be the package name is wrong. That is the reason I'll take from here. This one. Spring framework.web.servlet.b name URL handler mapping. Same I have given, right? Spring framework.web.servlet.handler.b name URL. Anyway, let me. So if we do any modifications, every time we need to restart the server. Right click, run as, run on server, click on finish. Here I'm giving. You can give in browser, or we can check here also. This is what the example I have shown before typing this. Is it clear now, everyone? I hope you understood, right? Can you practice this? Fine. I have given one link, right? In the same link, I will be uploading the other recordings also now. Okay, no? Sorry, not recordings. These projects. My HTTP, right? Let me check once. Let me open HTTP project file upload. See here, immediately I have uploaded. Just you can download this and you can. I have given a zip file, Spring MVC without Maven. This one. You need to extract it and you can revise the topics. Yeah, sure. I'll show you the code once. I have imported the projects, ma, so you can go through it. If you want to take a snap, you can take the snap of this each code. Link, okay, just a second. Share, copy link. Yeah, I'm giving the link in chat box. Everybody can take. If anyone is not having this drive link, he can take the link. I hope now you can practice, right, everyone? Understood how we are going to work with Spring MVC. But when compared with Spring MVC, Spring Boot is very easy. Spring Boot is very easy. Directly, I'll discuss about Spring Boot tomorrow. I'll show you how we are going to work with Maven in Spring Boot. Okay, we don't need to add any jar files from tomorrow. Tomorrow sessions are very important. Next 4 days. So don't miss any sessions. You learn a lot of new things and definitely you'll gain very good knowledge. Are you getting my point? Everyone, if you have any questions, can you ping in chat box? I'll explain you. Don't hesitate to ask any question, please. Feedback link, just a second, no? I'll share the link. Yeah, I have shared the feedback link. How to download jars file using browser? I have given the link, right? Simply directly can download. Someone shared the drive link, right? Any technical questions, team? Hello, sir. From last few days, I'm not able to fill feedback form. When I fill your response is recorded. I think you need to edit the previous one, Neha. Same link every day. I think you need to edit and you need to fill the feedback form. Check it once. Thank you. Yeah, if you have any questions, right, just let me know. Next 4 days also, I'll be explaining some patience. Definitely. I hope you understood the session, right, everyone? I'll inform once why the feedback link is not active. I'll check it and I'll inform. Thanks, everyone. Then let's connect tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you all. Just a second. Okay. Thank you all. Let's connect tomorrow.